So it looks like we are live. Internet's actually working better tonight for some strange reason. Maybe less people on in the middle of the week.
Maybe they're all outside.
Sometimes I wonder if my phone messes with it also, because my phone's connected to it, trying to draw off of it.
Do you have
Like
your Wi-Fi on?
Yeah, I'm using Wi-Fi, not directly. So we have a cable box on our main floor, and then we have a booster down here in the basement. It works good with the TV. I mean, we stream down here in the basement all the time. But for some reason, working off the computer streaming, different story. Doing all the YouTube stuff. So it takes quite a bit when you're doing streaming.
Are we live now?
Yes, we are live.
Okay.
So
I need to bring the chat up.
probably hear me typing. My keys are so. So anyway, Galaxy, how was your Memorial Day weekend?
It was good. It was nice and hot out, like it should be.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
some swimming.
we didn't get any rain or anything. I went golfing on Saturday with my son and my one of his friends and my son-in-law.
Did you play 18?
Yeah, we ended up playing 18. We didn't get started till about 2:30. So yeah, it took us like 30 minutes to get to the first hole, and I told the boys, I was like, okay, guys, we need to pick this up. It took us 30 minutes to go through this first hole.
Did you have anyone behind you?
No, actually, no, because it was kind of late in the afternoon. 2:30 it was pretty hot out too. I mean, it was comfortable. It wasn't bad. I didn't sweat or anything, but of course, golfing, you're doing more drinking than anything.
Would you guys play like best ball or anything?
Well, we did the scramble. We all would drive, and then we'd play off that one ball, whoever had the best shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we had fun. I had a lot of stuff I needed to get done, but I hated not to, go hang out with the family.
Yeah.
So I did do that. So you like this graphic I've got up here? It was kind of your idea.
Yeah, it seems fitting, I think.
Yeah. So you want to share your idea on this? If you notice, I added the chest to it. I had this. You had the 3 solo cups. And you sent that to me. And today I was like, wait a minute, I've got that old game that was given to me, the Find the Monkey game. And how fitting.
Cannot believe you had it.
I couldn't either. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can find it. Luckily, it was just sitting up on the shelf in there here in the basement. But I was like, oh, I've got that 3D bronze chest. I'll stick that in there with the monkey.
I told you earlier, it looks like it goes with it.
It does, doesn't it? It's perfect. It's the perfect size. I bought my grandson one of the larger ones. It's about 3 inches, 3.5 inches, I believe. So yeah, that's one of the things I got him for Christmas. I bought him one of those. Put some stuff in there. So anyway, go ahead and share with them, your idea when you sent that to me.
Gosh, I can't remember it word for word, but
I've got it written down if you don't remember.
Oh, you do?
I did. I wrote it down.
Gosh, I feel like I should just let you say it then. I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the same thing. I kind of relate it. The game kind of relates to the reaction the community gives when people kind of want answers, and I guess.
Yeah, kind of question it, like
Yeah.
we've been hustled, but yet, oh, don't question anything, just listen to
How
us.
how dare you want to see under the cup, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. You picked a cup, and how dare you want to see the other underneath the other two cups?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like it can't be proven. So
Yeah, I think it's very fitting, I think. Because anytime, you know, it's brought up in the YouTube channels that, I wouldn't even say entitled. I don't think
mhm.
I'm entitled to anything, but
Oh no, that's what I was said. A couple of weeks ago or last week that you know I know where my journey took me. It was a twofold journey. Um, One was to me was a spiritual thing from above, my mom and dad, and the other one was just letting me know that you know the real treasure is right in front of you. Family and so on,
mhm.
friends and family. But there's this other part of the chase that we don't know, and that is the ending. What we thought it. We always probably thought that it would be cleaner than this. Like if I always thought if I found the chest, I mean, oh my gosh, I know I would have brought it home. I don't know if I would have even taken it to Forrest. First off, I probably would have let him know. And here's the other caveat to that: if I found that chest out in the wilderness somewhere, I would have known it was Forrest. I wouldn't have to contact him and ask him. I
Like,
think I found your treasure chest. I don't know. It looks like it.
didn't he say, I wanted to know if this is the chest portrayed in your book,
Yes,
as if it's a question?
exactly. And it's almost like it was acted out that way, like it was supposed to happen that way. So yeah. So yeah, this graphic tells us a lot of the chase right there is, you know, you we might know part of the story about the find, but don't ask any questions about the other two cups that we can't see under. And we're only supposed to listen to a couple of people that's trying to drive the narrative also. That's
Yeah.
also that's also what we get fed too is, the vindication part, well, we said, well, okay, well, then did what else that you're not telling us? Are you just dribbling it out, like dangling a carrot out there? So yeah, I think it says a lot. I'm glad you came up with that idea because I started laughing when you sent that to me. So in the chat
I get
here,
you.
I'm not good at this. Sorry, I apologize. But about the audio file, yes, it didn't go so great when I released that yesterday over Zoom. So if you go to the video from last night, in the description, you'll see the link for that audio file. You can download it or you can listen to it. I had Galaxy check it for me today just to make sure everything was good. And he was able to go right to it and just listen to it, wasn't you? You didn't have to,
I
you
had no
didn't,
problem.
yeah, you didn't even have to download it, right?
No, just
Yeah.
it played right then and there. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
hardly any loading or anything.
Yeah. So I apologize for it being hard to, in the beginning it was fine because I walked away, pulled it up on my phone, was listening to it. I was like, okay, it sounds pretty good. We'll just go with it. And I guess after that, it kind of got choppy. And I did play it back a little bit. And I was like, yeah, it's not very good. So, like I said, go to the video from last night. You can download it or listen to it from right there. It is a 32 meg file, so just so you know that. That answers one of the questions. So Zozo's in the room, Pirate, Okay Larry, Shy Guy, Redneck Express, Lucky Digger. Will not miss anybody. Anyway. So yeah, so when you, like I said, when you showed me that graphic of the cups, I thought, man, this is perfect, you know, how it's all mystical kind of sort of too. You kind of use that word as being mystical, how he says he will never tell, and
Oh
people are
yeah,
just, everybody's
yeah,
just in awe.
yeah. How Fenn is like he just tries to be poetic about how you'll never tell, and just everyone is just mystified by it. It's
Yeah,
he says himself, they've turned me into an icon,
yeah.
and I feel like that's pretty obvious at this point.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, when you think about that game, it's not even like I want to see the other two cups, what's under it, after I pick the wrong one.
Hmm.
Just how about you rattle the thing so I know that there's something in it, you know?
Yeah.
You ain't even got to show it to me.
Yeah, just rattle it a little bit.
When it comes to the 9 clues,
Yeah.
what's one of them?
Uh-huh. Well, it's kind of like the chest that's sitting there with the monkey on top, which would be the owner. Oh, word. Here it is, but you can't see it. We don't get to look inside of it. He's guarding it. I look at it that way also,
Uh-huh.
because we haven't seen the chest since it was at Heritage. There's been speculation of who owns it, but and then there's the dragon bracelet also. Yeah, I'm just curious where that's all gonna, how that's all gonna fit in. I would I
The
would I would like to see close-up pictures of the inside. Is the marking on the bottom left-hand corner, on the top left-hand corner of the chest, where it's got the JF or JK, or it says something else there. I'd like to know if that's there. Um, there's the bead of welding that you point out a lot, and the lid, inside the lid on the bottom left. And then the marking on the bottom would be kind of cool to see too.
one that Justin supposedly talks about, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Did he say it was a 17th or 19th century?
I thought it was 19th,
Uh-huh. I think it's
but
right. In the book, it says 17th, right?
12th.
12th century. Yeah, yeah.
So there's quite a big difference there.
Yeah, exactly. Happens to be 5 years. Five. There's number five again.
To me, looking at all this too, kind of relating back to that game, I feel like Fenn wants to be found out. There's something to that.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what, but
Hmm.
it seems like there has to be.
Yeah, I think like I said, I mean, I hope that something's coming that's going to be interesting. It's probably going to be just for the search community. I don't know how they could, unless it's a bigger story other than the chase itself, it's going to have a bigger impact that other people want to watch it.
What do you think would be epicness
Hmm.
to a larger audience than just the 200 people left over? DB Cooper.
I don't think it's DB Cooper. I mean, I could see where it could be. There's a lot of things that pertain to DB Cooper. I mean, I don't know her, Stephanie 30 Acre, but, and here I am bringing out names, but it's only because we're having this conversation. But, she wrote a whole book on that. I think it was her and somebody else, actually, maybe. That's before I got into the chase, so I don't know a lot about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure too much about it either.
Um,
Other than it was kind of early on, I think.
but there are, subtle hints towards DB Cooper. You got JD Salinger, Catcher in the Rye. So yeah, there's a lot of things that hint to that we just don't know. It's probably under one of those cups that we can't see right now. But man, don't you wish you could?
Yeah. You think we'll ever get to see under the cups?
I want to say yes. I'm pretty optimistic. I think we'll get there. I mean, is it because of the court thing? Man, I don't know. After listening to the court audios, I mean, McCracken, for not having a lawyer, did pretty good. I think he was having a little bit of help. But how his claim, that's what mystifies me also, is how his claim was able to make it that far.
Do you think they kind of allowed it or something?
Well, I'm about 50-50 on that. I mean, if you listen to what he had to say, his claims, I mean, that Forrest was still alive. He was being stalked by Forrest. I mean, it doesn't get any crazier than that.
It's weird just hearing him talk. Doesn't seem like he even thought that, or he was alluding to that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he held his own pretty good. I mean, he was very polite. He wasn't rude, other than the fact that, the family did lose their, grandfather, dad, and then their mother, grandmother. So yeah, I'm sure it was not easy to go through all that, regardless of what the story is going to be, So I don't know if I mentioned yet. So I have two more audios. What's the dates on it? I think it was 5 something. I'll tell you right quick. So the other two dates are 5/4/2020. That's where it goes into the government's government intervening. And that's a pretty good segment. I think it's like 30 minutes long. And then the last one is really short, just on some rulings from 5/16/2022. So I will do a little short live video, and I will actually, in the description, I will put those two links to those other two audios, so that anybody who wants to hear it, they can listen to them. I'm not going to play it over Zoom because it just didn't work very well. But I will do that this weekend at some point in time, and those other two audios will be available for everybody to listen to. Not that it's going to give anybody any answers or anything, but it kind of sheds a light on a few things, in my opinion. Things that McCracken asked for, but we didn't get to see. We know now that the privileged information after the fine is a result of the Anderson case. Yeah. So what do you think about the video that they've been talking about?
I mean, it's hard to comment on what the contents would be if it's even a thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know what to believe, if it's even real or not.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Supposedly it was a person said that McCracken asked for it. I don't remember ever hearing him ask about a video, but maybe I missed that part. But maybe he did at some point in time, but it's not part of the audio. So somebody was asking how I got the audio. So I put paperwork in to the first judiciary court system of New Mexico, and I was trying to get audio for all the dates, including the two trial dates of 6/13 and 6/14. Those were only done steno, so you can't get an audio of those. But the other dates, I was able to get an audio of those, and that was all the pre-trial hearing stuff. And Sarah Davis is not mentioned in any of those audios. Do you remember, Galaxy? I know you've heard them.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, she was never mentioned in those. That came later at some point. I don't know when, how that all came about. Yeah, maybe somebody that knows more about that was at the court, that lives around that area would know more about that. So yeah, I ordered the CD. It was only $4. Anybody can get it. It's public record, so it's there until it's sealed. Once everything is sealed, at any time they can seal that stuff, and you'll never get it. So anyway, so I know we skipped over to this audio CD, but I want to jump back to this graphic here. So a couple of quotes that came to my mind, and it's from the Voice of America. And I know there's probably tons of quotes that could go along with this that you could think of, but one of them here is I've never been the kind of person who believed anything I heard or read. That's a quote from Forrest.
That
I've
one
never
stuck
been
out
the,
to me.
what's that?
I said that one stuck out to me too.
Yeah, yeah. I've never been the kind of person who believed anything I heard or read. Thought that was interesting. And then there was another one that he mentioned in there. Maybe there's a pot of gold at the end of your rainbow if you go out and look for it. He says your rainbow. But yet we were supposed to be searching for the end of his rainbow and gold. I thought that was interesting, how he played that, which is kind of what I allude to with my journey was, did I find a treasure? No, but I realized what the treasure was, and then the spiritual journey that I took along with that. So yeah, I'm perfectly satisfied. I'm like you, I'd like to see underneath those other two cups. I'd like to see inside that chest too. I'd like to be able to touch that chest. I mean, that's the other thing. That's what Forrest used to talk about also, about touching stuff. Please touch.
Yeah, nobody's touching it.
Yeah, well, only one person. Cynthia got to touch it though.
True. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, she got to touch it, but nobody else has. Which is fine. I'm glad for Cynthia. You know, I have no ill feelings towards anybody, so I think it would have been cool. I always assumed that it would be at a museum. I honestly did. And what's interesting, even Jack had kind of said that, didn't he?
Ah,
How
God,
he wished he could make it happen,
yeah.
but yet it didn't.
Didn't didn't somebody say that they didn't want it?
Yeah, I think that's right. So I was thinking somebody had mentioned that. No, but I think it was Sotheby's. Wasn't that Sotheby's auction house that said they didn't want to mess with it?
Yeah, you might be right. It might have just been the auction house.
I don't know if it was a museum or not. And I know there's tons of other things. There's things you can point out in the book, that kind of goes along with it too. Well, the other saying is, Forrest used to say, I hate it when history is written wrong, but worse is not knowing who to believe.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a lot of things you could pull from the book. We actually, so are you interested in doing the two chess theory next week or wait another week?
Um. Well, wouldn't next week be the anniversary, right?
Yeah, that's my birthday coming up too.
Um. I guess we had to maybe talk about it, and then
Yeah, let me think.
maybe it would be better to wait.
Well, Tuesday is the 6th. We could do Tuesday
Oh,
instead of
Tuesday.
Wednesday. Well, no, I don't want to do it Tuesday. Well, we could do it the 7th. Tuesday is my birthday.
Yeah, you don't want to do that on your birthday.
Yeah, I'm at that point in my life that birthdays are nothing now. I'd soon forget them.
Right, go do something for your birthday though, don't you?
What's that?
You'd go and do something though, don't you?
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It just depends. If it's over the weekend, yeah, but during the week, it's just like another day. I got to work, so.
Well, you never know. Maybe the answers will come out then.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Be a nice birthday present, huh?
Yeah, I was found on my birthday. Mm, that was quite a shock.
When did you find out? In the morning
No, I
or at
found out
night?
that evening. We had some
Okay.
friends. We had some friends over, and we were out on the deck, and I was kind of ignoring my phone. All of a sudden, I picked it up, and I was like, "What's this all about?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, the treasure's been found!" And my buddy, he was like, "Are you kidding me?" He kind of knew a little bit about it, but he was never in. They were never in. Most of my friends were never interested, but they kind of knew what I was doing. It was kind of like a running joke, Brian the treasure hunter.
Oh, I get it.
What's that?
Just kind of how other people feel about it.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are talking about Rudy in the chat. Somebody mentioned that Cynthia's channel is down or something.
Hmm.
Maybe because of
Oh.
Netflix. I'm just curious how many people actually applied for for a spot in that think it was through Vox, VOX. You could actually apply for a spot in that, supposedly.
Hmm.
I mean, I sent 2 emails just to see what I would get back, and I got nothing back. So
I just don't understand how they could have anything that's gonna entice the general public.
mhm.
And how are you gonna have anything and not? I mean, Bill Gorman is the most eccentric person in the chase. I don't understand, why he wouldn't be involved in it.
Yeah, because he's been in a lot of videos.
He's living it, like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Cynthia's boring. If it's Amy and Justin, they're both boring. I'll go ahead and say it.
Mhm. Oh
I
yeah,
don't even
definitely. Bill's an interesting. He's an interesting guy. I mean, like I said, I don't have any ill feelings towards any of them. I mean, I may have disagreements from time to time, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. It's just,
yeah,
you
I'm not
know,
saying they're bad people or anything.
yeah. You're just saying the circumstances that's been given to us. That's what you have to judge it off of, really. It's kind of like a few people are talking about how they supposedly have the answers, and they'll put out something, and 4 months later say, "Oh, see, we told you." Okay, well, obviously you do it beforehand, or or um, or the narrative that is being pushed was already in place to start with. I guess you'd have to believe that. I don't know.
I mean, I kind of think it's been in the works for a while.
Mhm. Yeah.
You've been watching the YouTube channels since 2018, right?
No, I didn't start watching anything. The first thing I watched was Toby and Shelley, A Gypsy's Kiss, and that
And when
was I didn't even matter of fact, I didn't know about it till I started Chase. My Chase started um, Memorial Weekend of 2019.
okay.
So yeah, this past weekend would have been my what that 4 years now, 4 year anniversary.
Well, I do
And
find it. I noticed this, and take it for what you want, but I feel like all the YouTube channels, like the big ones, it
mhm,
seemed all at the same time started trying to like branch out and do other things
mhm,
back in 2019.
yeah,
And after it was found, I wondered, like, did they get a heads up or something to, try and, if they wanted to keep their audience, they had to, kind of do something else. So that's what they were trying to do.
yeah,
And then once it was found, some chose to stay, some didn't.
yeah. Well, something definitely was going on towards the latter part of 2019. Even me getting into it, I didn't fully see it, but by Octoberish of 2019, I was kind of seeing some things starting to, you know, play out, maybe, I guess you might say. But I still wasn't fully aware because I was still new at it. I was still this is my first
Yeah.
time doing something like this. I've never done any armchair treasure hunts or anything like that. I just kind of jumped into this thing because
You got
I had this feeling, I had this just intuition told me I was supposed to be doing it. So yeah.
you got
Hello,
sucked in
Stumpy.
right at the end.
Yeah. Hello, Stumpy, can you hear us? Well, he's here with us, but I don't know. He might have his audio turned off.
What's up, Brian?
Hello.
So you're not in gallery mode. I don't know if you realize that or not.
Um, well, I should be. Well, I'm in gallery mode on Zoom. Why is it not going over to YouTube?
I don't know, maybe it has something to do with having the thumbnail up, possibly.
Well, now you're on there now.
No,
You
no, I'm
you are on YouTube now. I've got it pulled up, and you were just on there.
watching YouTube on my phone right now. All I see is find the monkey.
No, you were on there.
Oh, well, hi everybody. So can you hear me all right? I kind of cobbled shit together tonight.
Yeah.
How's
So
it, how's it going, Galaxy?
it's whoever's talking is showing up on YouTube, but
How's it going, Stumpy?
I am doing well. So what was the conversation this evening?
we talked about the shell game and how you get to pick a cup and you don't get to see what's underneath the other two cups.
Oh, fun. Like
Kind of like how dare you ask for what's underneath the other two cups?
I get treated like that every day.
Yeah, I gotta say this, Brian.
Yeah.
I was okay with never knowing, if let's say it was never found,
Mhm.
that's just something you have to deal with, right? But
Yeah.
it's like the ending is completely wiped, so you can't even really finish it on your own,
Right. Well, I think you can. I think you can. Um,
But there's no confirmation though.
yeah, there is no confirmation. Well, a lot of people are saying there is confirmation. I mean, Jack's the legitimate finder. Jack is the retriever. He, may have not been pretty, but he's the man.
I think it's just the ongoing BS. Like, I would have been happy too if it had been like, yep, we found our dude. He's the finder. The end.
Would you though? Would you though?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I would have been probably happier and easier to walk away if I just knew it was pulled.
I think so too.
I
It's
would
just
have been
all the game playing after that.
I wouldn't have been part of it if I'd known it was pulled. Because I would have said, hey, that's his right. It's his chest. He said he could go get it anytime. Um, you know, yeah, I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
I could see him doing it.
I mean, what, maybe a couple weeks of being in awe and then you go on to the next thing, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what life is.
yeah.
But then all the games start and then like certain people stick around and other people bounce
Mhm.
and the people that stick around that they've always got, they seem to be the spokespeople, just I'm tired. That's all I know.
I am that too.
You guys can't say that you're not tired. Like just exhausted, like mentally exhausted.
Yeah.
Like now it's not a game of chase. Like the word chase, when you're chasing something, that means fun, right? Like you get the fun sense of the game, the word chase.
Hmm.
Now it's more like follow. Like it's either follow or oh my God. I'm not happy with it. That's all I have to say about it, I guess.
Hmm. So was you listening at all while we were on live?
No, I just sat down.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about a couple of Fenn quotes that kind of go along with the old cup game. We were talking about the audio file.
Yeah,
So
well, that audio file, so like it was just like a disturbance in the radio, the speakers weren't picking it up, or what was the deal with that?
well, it could have been both. It could have been the volume was maybe too high, trying for uh, the microphone to pick it up,
Yeah.
or it could have been just internet problems, maybe internet speed. So I told everybody that this weekend I'll do a quick little short live video, and in the description I will put the links to the other two, which I've already put the link to the first one in last night's description. So anybody can download it or just go listen to it.
I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm still listening. I just got my ass handed to me.
Well, I took the screen share off, so now you can see
Hmm.
it better. You were on there. It's just a little screen because I had screen
Oh.
sharing.
Yeah. So it was just technical stuff on your side, but the original is pretty clear.
Yeah, the original was fine. Well, so when I first started, I'm like, well, I better pull it up on I went upstairs and pulled it up on my phone, and I could hear it plain as day. It was nice starting out. But I
Yeah.
guess as it went on, it just kind of got jarbled. So yeah. So I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, it sounded pretty choppy, but I was trying to
yeah.
really listen to see if I recognize the voices, and
Well,
and obviously,
there's only three voices:
yeah,
Carl, the judge, and McCracken.
yeah.
But yeah, you can go to the description from last night and pull it up.
So is McCracken, is he like a Native American, or he sounded like
From England. I think he's from England.
it didn't sound like an English accent. It had like almost like a
Irish.
well, native almost like
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if anybody's ever knows of him other than isn't he's the one that runs Chase Chat, right? Harry's chat or something like that. Yeah.
yeah. I mean that's what they say.
Yeah. It's still I think it's still up. You can still go there and you can look at stuff. At least it was.
So it was so chopped up where I didn't really get what the whole baseline was. It now was it he was yeah, I couldn't even understand it really.
Yeah. Well, what we learned from that was because of the Anderson case, a joint defense agreement between Jack, Forrest, and the lawyers, where we're not able to see anything after the find. Anything before the find, those were on the table.
Okay.
Anything after the find were off the table because the joint defense agreement.
Yeah, those were privileged, right?
Yes. Now, here's another question. Does that include the video that supposedly it's been talked about? I don't remember hearing anywhere in those audios where McCracken asked for a video, but maybe I missed that little part.
So just for my own sake, is this the same like the same lawsuit or court day? The court day itself, is it the same one that Toby tried to broadcast live? And then I guess he was told he can't or something and shut it down. He was on for like 10 seconds.
I think that was one of the pretrial hearings that he did that too.
Okay.
if
So
I
this is
remember correctly.
So this is where like Greg and his old lady Keisha and
No,
everybody
that
up in Santa Fe.
no, that was the main trial, June 13th and 14th. Those were not, there's no audio of those. It's only done stenography. So you'd have to get a
Why?
transcript. Huh?
So we can't hear their voices or what?
Um, I don't know. It's just the way it sometimes is. Now I talked to somebody,
Is that normal in court? Like
I
A
think
is
so.
A in one, but in another one's not? Like, is it a different level of court case or lawsuit or?
Um, I don't have a good answer for that, honestly, because I was told the other day after talking, I talked to somebody there and I said, so somebody recently asked for an audio CD of 613. And I was curious why this person was asking for an audio CD because they would have known this. And
Oh,
I questioned it, and they're like, well, the lady I talked to is like, well, there should be an audio version for it.
so is there
And
any way possible to maybe conversate with somebody that was actually there and see if the audio matches up with what they witnessed?
I'm sure you could, but I trusted it came from the Santa Fe.
We
It
don't
came from
trust anything. Come on. What are you talking about? I trust it. I don't trust it. That seems
I
fishy.
trust it 100%.
They allow audio in one, but not the others. And the one that they do allow is three voices. You don't hear any background noise, someone coughing, like a baby crying, like nothing. It's like, and it's got an echo, like it's in a small
Well,
room.
there was other people. Well, that was all done through Zoom
Okay, that would explain it.
and phone calls because they were still in their. I'm sure that maybe has something to do with still with COVID, maybe, even though
Okay, so this wasn't the one where people went to it.
no,
Okay.
this was in February of 2022, and the other two were what did I do with it? One is February 20, 23rd.
Poor guys.
One is 5/4. One is 5/16. And then the trial date was a month later, 6/13, 6/14. But for $1,400, you can get it transcribed and you can have all the notes you want from it.
Yeah. All right. So I didn't know that there was other stuff going on. That's just me not paying attention. Galaxy's like, come on, get with the times, man.
He stepped out for a minute.
Ah. So are we going to be able to ever hear the one where everybody was at? Is that an
Um,
option or?
you could, but you'd have to get it. It's got to be transcribed first,
Okay.
and nobody's paid for that yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay for, I mean, that's basically buying a book. Like a book and like, yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to read it either, you know?
basically, it's all short. Excuse me, it's all shorthand, so
Oh,
they
yeah,
have to transcribe it basically.
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even, I just, my honest opinions about it is, did they all just go there to sign an NDA? And sign up for something that's taking place now because yeah, and Toby was just covering by saying, "Oh, I tried to do broadcast live, but oh, they wouldn't let me." Like, you know, it just seems set up. The whole thing seems so set up.
Yeah,
And I'm
I'm
not
not.
trying to
I'm
cause
not
any.
saying it doesn't seem suspect, but I'm just saying I believe in our court system, honestly, and um, yeah,
Well,
I didn't want to go down that road, but
I believe in that as well. I just
yeah.
don't believe that was a court. I mean, seriously, did that McCracken guy? He had an odd voice, you know. But you know, like anything odd is ablaze, right? That don't belong
Mhm.
there. He totally didn't sound like he belonged there. So
Mhm.
like, is that like a amateur crisis actor? Like what is that?
Yeah.
Like I did not feel myself hearing him.
Uh-huh.
Like I can listen to it in the background, but I didn't hear him. I only hear the truth most of the time. That's why people ask me if I'm paying attention or not. I'm like, well, say something worth listening to.
Are you back, Galaxy?
Hey, how's it going there?
I don't think he's back yet. So I've been on for a little over an hour, I believe. So I can jump and get paid. Is that how it works? Did you hear
You
that,
cut off
Galaxy?
already?
Hey, I can get paid now, so I can jump. You don't get paid overtime on this gig.
Oh, we should have went on so we could have got double time over the weekend.
Sorry about that, Brian. I was talking to my co-gamer here.
Oh no, you're fine.
I just
What I miss? What were you guys talking about the last few minutes?
We were just talking about the audio files and kind of what was,
oh,
what the dates were.
let me catch him up, Brian.
Yeah.
I was saying that it was all staged, it sounded fake, and Mr. McCracken was transparent. That's pretty much sums up what I just said. Brian, your thoughts?
You think it
About what
was
you
all?
said or about my own thoughts?
Yeah, let's hear you. Let's hear the true Brian. Brian, what'd you think of that?
Well, I've already kind of said that the whole McCracken case, I'm surprised after listening to it. I'm like, how did this even get through? I mean, seriously, if I I'm just wondering
Answer the
if I
question,
had
yes
come
or
up
no,
with
Brian.
if I had come up with any of that stuff and tried to take it to court, they probably would have threw it out right off the bat. Maybe not. Maybe they needed me. See where I'm going with that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to play a part to where I'm trying to
Because
be so extreme.
I said earlier that it seemed like there were some people like prodding him, helping him. If you know what I'm getting at,
Oh yeah, guaranteed. I mean, the gold diggers come out of the woodwork.
just by some of the conversations on his own blog.
No, that's one of the first things I told Forrest is that after, because when I'm home alone and I was, in the chase, the fun part of it, and I would listen to him speak and I was anxious to hear every word that he had to say, I accidentally kind of, I don't know, I first thing I told him was that this treasure hunt itself, it ruined it because I wouldn't mind to have gotten to know the old boy, just get to know him. Like, I don't care if it's at the hardware store, 7 a.m. drinking coffee.
Hmm.
That's the relationship I wish I had with him. And it's like, I don't know, the treasure stuff made him clam up. He was on guard all the time.
Hmm.
And I feel on guard a lot of times. So I mean, I'm sympathetic, and it's like, and then it drug out for 10 years of not being able to trust anybody that you talk to.
Hmm.
Like you can't even say hi to the guy at the gas station next, the pump next to you. Like you hide your face, hope he doesn't know you, so you can just get your fucking gas in peace, Like, I wonder how many, I would love to know how many people like tailed him enough to be that convenient guy pumping gas next to him. Like, I would love to know the number of people that actually played that card.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are some crazy people out there that would do just that.
But
Thank
but
God.
is it
Thank
crazy
God
or
I'm not one of those.
is it crazy or is it like playing the game he intended? I mean, literally talking about Russian spies. Like, you know what I mean? This is part of
Yeah.
the game. So
Well,
it's like,
it's kind of like you think you can play me. Well, what I'm playing you
oh yeah, you know,
goes back
hey,
goes back to the shell game.
so Forrest, uh, back in the day, Forrest, I'm talking to him right now. It's like everywhere I go, it's a game of who sees who first. Every day, every minute. You know what I mean by that, Brian?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like watching your game right now.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I haven't even been playing it. I put my mind on cruise control and I've been on this stupid rail going around in circles. I have
Yeah,
no,
yeah. That's what we feel like watching you right now.
hey, this is the
Nothing but
chase
a
right now.
exactly.
Oh, the chase, my friend.
Man,
Yeah, so chat, how did we get here? That's a good question to ask. Well, fuck, ask yourself. How did I get here?
I
Is it
know how I got
so,
here.
you know, I mean like here today, this far along.
Well, it's just it's answers, it's that want to know attitude.
I
Okay,
think the only reason
I'm sorry, Galaxy.
I think the only reason why I'm still here is because ever since it's been found, I've slowly believed that it's not over, all based on the actions after the fact.
Mhm.
Or
Nothing.
the 2.0 will be closely associated.
I
Yeah.
don't even know if I believe that.
So you think this is part of the original chase, is what you're saying?
I
I mean,
think this was all. I think this was all planned out, and this is like, or his father planning out his funeral is like a metaphor for what this ending is.
so he
I think
said,
this is Forrest. This is Forrest affecting the future, like he said he was going to do.
well, and I would, so like,
Affecting the future is after you're dead, right?
yeah. I mean, that's, well, 1,000 years from now, like, is he the technology? I don't know.
Well,
But
it does start before he passed away, though. I mean, part of that prediction was before.
I had such a good question to ask you, Galaxy, and I had to fumble through that last two sentences of mine, and I forgot. Because you brought up a good point, and it had something to do with what you said in the past. And you guys discussed, and I'll come up with it. It's a good question, though. Like, it surprised me I came up with it. Yeah. Have you ever been surprised at what falls out your mouth sometimes?
Every day,
Every day, so you're just winging it every day.
I'm winging it right now.
Oh, that's how it is.
I mean, I don't have the answers, but I have thoughts. I have opinions.
I thought you literally meant like winging it right now, figuring out how to zoom, how to put it on YouTube. Like,
Well, some people would agree with that in chat, I'm sure.
yeah, no, I mean, but that's it's actually kind of a exciting way to live when you're
Yeah.
stuck in the norm,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, I said something that the wife looked at me like I was fucking nuts. Uh, I told her, I said, you know, it's being scared, right? And I told her that I kind of, in a weird, fucked up way, I kind of like being scared. Like I prefer living in that that perception, I guess you could say, or that realm of being scared. And she took it the wrong way, right? And she just looked at me like, there's something wrong with you if you like prefer living life, blah blah blah. And I was like, and I actually, no, I won't, it won't leave me alone. But anyways, but I told her, I said, no, I go, living life scared. I go, that it makes me feel alive. Like I actually feel alive when I'm scared. And when you're scared, what brings that? It means that stuff that you care about, right, are on the line. And that's what causes scared. And I was like, it reminds me of what I care about, and I do. It's like a curse. I never had it till this fucking chase. All right. So this is like a mental disorder that is a byproduct of the chase. But
That's crazy. I never have I didn't get a disorder.
really, fuck, I
Yeah.
did. I the only thing is I'm not a Karen and send it back. There's got to be at least 3 people in the audience that got that joke. For real.
No comment.
Do you know what I mean, Galaxy? Like,
Yeah, I do.
yeah, there's a lot of traits and habits that are byproducts of the chase. They're behaviors that are almost causing an issue that I did not have pre-chase. So I don't know what kind of fishing line I was hooked to when I was getting drugged through the black hole of the chase, but
Well, maybe you went too deep. Maybe the hole you were in, you just went too deep and couldn't get out of.
well,
Not that not
I
that that hole means it, not that that hole means anything. It's just that's where you took yourself.
yeah, but at a certain point, I just submitted. I was sitting in my Rubicon at that.
Well, the whole time, I'm sorry, Fenn gave contradicting statements to everything. So, when people say like, "Oh, you decided to get involved in it on your own," well, I could probably point out 5 different statements that contradict and say something completely different. It's hard to explain, but it drives me crazy.
At some I don't want to call it I don't know. Anyways, at some point, I literally kind of saw the associations with politics. It was fucking weird, you know? And I was like, wow, how could this be so hand in hand with this? It wasn't at the same level of it, of course, but it was like a miniature version of it. And it's, I don't know. I feel as though if I am able to not repair or replace the new parts that were put in, but learned how to use them, my life will probably be better. Like the chase would have improved me so much.
Mhm.
It's just that right now, I'm running the hard, the rough life of it.
We've all wasted so much time.
Yeah, yeah. fuck, I'm wasting time right now. But right now I feel is like probably the most productive because all right, Bill, calm down, buddy. So because maybe I don't know, I I I hate to think that I'm one of the more, I don't want to say intelligent in a different way, but it's like in some way I'm hoping that some people will be like, oh damn, I'm not the only one that I also feel kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like do people really look at themselves and their own personalities? And I don't think they do anymore. I think they just try to get the day done so they could go home and relax. But I might be going off in a tangent. I'm sorry, well, Galaxy and I can handle these pretty philosophical conversations. That was our relationship from the get-go on that Galaxy. Galaxy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was on mute. Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah. It's and I think if we're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk live, I mean I don't need to prove a point to anybody. And I love being on your show, Brian, but at the same time, I'd like to, yeah, like, have real talk sometimes, you know? Like, hey, people, is everybody okay? Like, you know, it could be that simple. Like for real, is everyone okay?
I think there's a lot of people that aren't.
Absolutely. Now, I like to convince myself that the people that are in the chase still are like some super duper secret spy shit that work for Fenn Inc. But the only reason I would put that label on them would be because I don't want no label to come back on me that I belong to a group. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And we all have like this, you know, something's going on, and it could be growth. It really could. I haven't grown yet, so I don't know. But if it's a growth and we could learn to use our beat of our drums, right? Scared, the beat of your drum. Like if you can learn to use that, I think that's maybe kind of like, but is Forrest that deep? Did Forrest think that deep? That's the question. It's like, wow, maybe I'm swimming in the, you know, with the whales, right? Like, and maybe this fucking chase was literally
Do you
just,
do
go
you
ahead.
think he wanted a mass of people to feel this way?
Maybe it's an awakening to the larger picture, like I said, how close it is to politics. Maybe politics has been doing this to us for years and years and years, and we just never realized it. And Forrest knew it because he was a tuner, right? So it's like maybe he took and made a smaller version with a conclusion, if you're able to get there, to see what's happening to the nation. I really hope that all came out right because I cannot repeat it.
You know what the chase kind of reminds me of?
But
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm, the Burbs,
Yeah.
Animal Farm.
Did I say the Burbs?
You said the Burbs like a while back. I don't know if it was in a personal conversation or not, but when you said that, I kind of busted up inside because I remember that fucking dumb movie.
That's one of my favorite movies. Don't call it dumb.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean dumb in a good way, dude. Dumb is fun. I'm playing a fucking video game. I'm 47 years old and my mind is racing so fast. I need to not even pay attention to the game, not even play the game, but literally just run through without a weapon. You know what I mean? Just run through it. Like I'm intentionally playing the fool in this game and see how far I can get. If you caught what I meant by that. This is my favorite part. I bet you only Forrest would understand this part of the game right here. What's up, buddy? I
What do you
got
think,
you.
Brian?
I
What's
got
that? I was
So
just
what
looking
do
at
you
the book.
think?
I was looking at the book. I was just looking through the book here. I was showing him some of my mirror tricks.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Brian, are you, well, you've already gone through yourself like publicly, right? Like you've already
No.
did
Nope.
all parts of it in your old videos?
Nope.
Oh,
Little hints. Little hints.
you should do a what is it called? Cobulation of Brian Gates's thoughts and make like a, just little things like show, you know what I mean?
I've done some little videos, yeah.
Yeah. Well, but now as a collective, in the spirit of who you are now, not then,
Mhm.
because maybe now people can hear you.
Yeah. Yep. I'm on to bigger and better things anyway.
I tell myself that a lot. And the truth of the matter is that the
Here
best.
you are.
What?
I said,
What's
and
that,
here you
Brian?
are.
Yeah, here you are.
Hey, at least I'm not like, blah, 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 I'm right, blah, blah, blah. My ego is this big and I love to stroke it. And you're going to hear me now because I am I
Are
don't.
you impersonating someone?
Or
I feel
we could,
you did a pretty good job. I think.
or we could be like, oh, blah, 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 this, blah, I wouldn't do that. No, but at the end, yeah, but this is, I say that this is, yeah, you fucking made a big circle. I watched an hour of your show fucking doing a circle, dude. Like, fuck you.
Well, here's the you wanted to know my opinion a while ago. I think part of the chase, my personal opinion is I think a lot of people did too much thinking when it came to the chase.
You know what bugs me?
I think when everything comes out, people are going to be pretty surprised.
When you said that, all I could think of was when you said opinion, I think of the highlights of the chase, the psychological warfare. Jack worked for the Onion, OP, Onion, opinion. In my opinion, became a huge thing in the chase. Like they're really driving it home. Onion, opinion, and it's like, oh my God, people. Who are these people? Like, are they just part of the script? Are they the non? Are they the bots in the game? Like, are they the bots? Like, literally?
Well, so here's the thing. You brought up politics. I don't like to bring up politics.
I'm not.
Politics is personal.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying who I voted.
And I think that
I just said the word, Brian. Calm down. Shit.
I think you're completely misguided if you're a kind of person who likes to choose a side.
Oh, I'm not choosing a side. No.
So no, I'm not saying that. I'm just.
Oh, I thought you were literally pointing a finger at me there. I was like, dude.
No. And if you want that finger pointed at you, I can, but I'm not going to.
What can you point that finger at me about? You started the fight, fucker. You started the fight. Point a finger at me.
No, I'm
What's your
just
point?
saying you brought up politics in the chase. You brought that up, not me. So that's where I'm saying, you notice
I think we need a poll. Let's do a poll. Is Brian out of line or is Jason out of line?
So that's where I kind of shut off because I don't go that route. That's just me.
Oh,
that's me. If you want to do that for your chase, that's your right. You can do that.
Oh no, are we talking about like the actual voting side of politics, or are we just saying politics in general? Like
I'm saying politics in general.
Oh, see, I never thought that was a forbidden topic of actual, like what we live in and should deal with every day. Now, our personal side of it is who we vote for or who we support.
Well,
so
politics is politics is personal, regardless of what you think of it.
I don't
Everybody
think-
has a personal, everybody has a personal opinion about politics. Am I right or wrong?
As a reaction of the politics, you're right.
Well, well, I'm disagreeing with you on this one. But anyway, I'm just saying, if your journey took you in the chase on a political journey, then that's not at all what it did for me.
Okay,
Not at
yeah,
all.
that's fair. Shit, that's fair.
Now,
without
I
talking
can,
about it.
I've heard people talk about this, and you know who I'm talking about. I've heard people talk about it, and I can completely in disagreement of that.
Okay, here, I've got one for you, and I'll define this as best as I can here. So like, when I say politics, I think I get where you're going, because I am a shallow fucker sometimes. So it's good to take the time to slow me down. So I was kind of encompassing like what we live in, you know, but I think that politics, I respect the Constitution, you know, all of our rights, what people died for, you know, what they did against their will in order for the greater good. I agree with that wholeheartedly. That's courageous. That's, you know, the positions they had to put themselves in. And then they come home and they're treated like shit. I mean, I just bought some poppies from a vet sitting outside the gas station here. And while I was pumping gas, I watched 30 people walk by him, didn't even look at him. You know, and it was hot sitting in front of the damn gas station in a chair. Not even a bench anywhere comfortable, like somewhere out of the ordinary. And it makes me wonder, what are their thoughts, you know? Like, or are these like, I don't even know. I don't know, Brian. I agree with that. But when I say politics, I mean like that is more of the show business side of what I'm talking about. You know, that's what's shown to us on TV. That's what's told to us. We have a right to vote and it matters. We have, you know, like that stuff is personal because I assume that's just media. I think that's TV, a show. That you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that take it very seriously, you know, when they go in, because they remember the veterans, they remember the hardships, they remember the camaraderie, you know, during the world wars. Like everyone got together, you know, everyone worked in the steel mills and like, you know what I mean? And just today's world is different and our politics are getting different, and anything that deserved respect is almost gone. I don't know. It's just sad. It's sad, you know, and this big change just happened to take when our patriots are too old to do anything about it. You know what I mean? And the younger generations don't even really, I don't even know, do they care? I don't even know if they care. Some might, but so yeah, Brian, what I like I said, it's hard for me personally to trust what is being given to us, but I truly believe in how it became, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So yeah,
Are you off your soapbox now?
oh God, no, I was gonna climb up to the next level. It's like the Olympics, dude. It's like that I was just
We don't
standing
have
on the
time for
bronze
that.
box right there.
We don't have time for that.
You enjoy my little plugs I throw in there, right? My inserts.
I don't know. That depends.
Oh,
Anyway, I'm ready to jump. I think
here.
it's
How
right
did
out.
that? How did that gal that ended up missing? How did that weave itself into the chase? How weird is that?
How
Now,
did who? Who are we talking about?
Say that again.
That girl that was missing. And how did that
Gabby
leak
Petito?
itself into the chase? Like, didn't Ben say that he met her at Bullwinkle's? Saw her there?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, like there, it got weaved in there. How weird is that though? For real.
I mean, he did say he met Fenn at the bar too.
But and I believe, what was her name at the time? Indy or whatever. She talked about it a little bit. It's just like, it's just how weird is it? And then I don't know. And I was kind of buying into it until Dog, remember Dog, Bounty Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden he's on there and he knocks on the parents' doors. Like, how did he get involved in this now? Like, what the fuck? So I've never seen Dog in anything except his own show. But yet we have Forrest Fenn braided with that Gabby thing, now braided with Dog. Like, what the fuck?
I think her name was just being used in the description to probably bring more people to view whatever thing was on.
Yeah, it's blew my mind.
Well,
All going down. And then watching the videos. Those videos were crazy. Did you sit down and actually take the time to watch the whole thing where they interacted with the law?
I did, yeah.
Dude, there wasn't even one cop there. There's no cops there at all
No cops where?
in that video.
weren't they park rangers?
Exactly. The same park that Sarah Davis ruled over.
Well, isn't that's what usually happens though?
No cops at all throughout that whole thing.
Yeah, I think it probably started with park rangers. That's their
Oh,
job.
well, no, I agree.
Well, here's the link. Maybe the only link you're probably trying to draw. To me, you're trying to create a bridge, a big bridge. I think it's a small bridge. So here's my little link to it. Where were they at? They were in the Tetons, right?
Yep.
Okay. Where was the supposed chest nook area? 9 Mile Hole. Where's 9 Mile Hole? Teton County.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all it was. I'm just stating
Why
it
did
out.
Ben,
Maybe it's
why did Ben say he saw her?
maybe that's just Ben being an actor.
Could be. Could be.
I mean, I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
I have no idea why that is.
I mean, anyways, Brian, I'll quit talking.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, like I said, I've been honest with you about this before when we talk privately that your journey is going to be your journey and my journey is my journey and Galaxy's journey is his journey and everybody in this chat's got their own journey and they're going to have their own opinions. They're going to have their own rabbit holes. They're going to be drawing their own lines from this to this. We each have our own dot to dot pattern.
I couldn't agree with you more.
So which dot to dot pattern is right?
So what is it?
That's one of the things behind underneath one of the cups that we can't see.
All right, but maybe that's chaos. Everyone has their own opinion. It's chaos.
I agree with that. I'm not.
And then
Can't deny that.
his opposite was embroidery. That's bringing the chaos together to spell something. So is there a link? Is there a thread for all of us individuals that we're not seeing to bring embroidery to the picture?
Possibly. I don't know. I don't have any
I-
confirmation.
Yeah, so I mean, I enjoy listening to every individual. I had a little show for a little while where I had callers call in, and and I tell them I don't want to know any specifics about your solve, but I would like to know, like, what did it do for you? How did it affect your life? What state of mind were you in when you got snagged, not caught, snagged? Like, and I was trying to figure out the truth and try to figure out that thread, that red thread that, you know, after time will build a billboard. And I've been doing that for a long time. So I love everybody's experience, because I agree, it all took us somewhere. And some people, they haven't been to that place yet. So maybe, I wonder what the percentage of viewers now today never did a boots on the ground. Maybe that's what's missing for them. So I'll just end with that. So they could have their own personal experience to go where they're supposed to be at. I say go out and have fun, people. Like, honestly. And don't listen to us on the internet. You do you.
Hmm.
Seriously, like, go. Shit. Who knows what you might find? You might stumble over a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex that you're standing on. Who
Yeah.
knows? I don't know.
It's like me finding an arrowhead in the backyard, in my own backyard out here.
Exactly. That's like on the last show, I was explaining that those glasses right there I'm describing is how I try to live every day. Every day.
feel like I don't want to waste any more time though,
Yeah, I know. And that's why I incorporated it with everything that's dear to my heart in the reel. So that I could still, my mind is still at ease playing the game, but yet in a way that doesn't affect anybody or myself.
How
what?
can how can a spot be more important? Like, how dumb is that?
So
It's either incredibly stupid or it's somewhere where Jack technically couldn't claim it.
So why is the spot so important? That was your first question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Immediately when you said that, and I'm not gonna explain the next thing I say. I'm just gonna say to all the faithful, loyal viewers of the chase, the chase won. When you said the spot, it reminded me of Toby's story of what his daughter does for a living at that moment. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
There he goes, Galaxy.
I don't know what she does.
Maybe you're not supposed to. I mean, I guarantee there's more than a handful of people that are OG in the chase that know exactly what I'm talking about.
Do you see what Jason's doing right now?
He's
like driving this truck off of a cliff.
He's got flat tires.
I mean, if that tells you, you don't want to be riding with Jason.
The crazy train, right, Kiwi. Like, Kiwi would be someone that would be fun to talk to. Like, I had a little bit of conversation with him, but there was like 20 other people in the freaking room. But they got tired of us because we got too, like, I don't want to say intellectual, or philosophical, but just he would be a fun one to talk to.
Okay, well, with that, I'm going to
Under
end
my total control, Brian. But hey, that look, that paying attention is basically everything. What do you pay attention to? You know, what sits on the throne of your heart today? You know, and we have so many, and it's about distractions. Oh my God, all the distractions in the world.
Well, they don't have to be distractions. Maybe you let them be distractions. Maybe.
Like I live there now, so you're not going to get me off the beaten path, my beaten path very easily.
And that's fine. You don't have to get off that beaten path. I don't do distractions. I do it. I try to do what needs to be done and do the best at it. And
That's why I
I
love you.
I
Brian.
move on to the next thing and do what I can.
Hey, I think it's awesome that you're putting them clips up. I mean, that gives like at least somewhat actual thinking material. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if it's thinking material, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it made me think. I was trying to figure out his nationality. You know, I
He's
was
from
listening.
England. He's English.
Yeah, you know, and it's just trying to figure out who he was just through the tones in his voice. Like, and that's where I came up with, you know, he didn't sell me too much because I didn't feel confidence in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only really feel it when you hear confidence or passion. Confidence and passion are the two things a lot of times that are yelled and unrecognized. Galaxy, am I boring you, brother?
No, I'm good.
Are you actually paying attention? Like, am I good or am I overdoing it?
No, you're completely fine. I like what you're saying.
Oh, well, thank you. Like, and these are just actual thoughts that pour out without any intent or thought behind them. You know, I hate talking to fucking people that have a pause before they talk to you. It's like, okay, yeah, I get what self-control is. I understand that. But yet, I don't know. I just,
Well, it also depends on
God,
what area.
free of me.
It also depends on what area you grew up in. So you're
Yeah.
younger than I am. So I grew up in the era where you were told to, if you're going to sit with the adults, you listen and you don't say a word.
I think I spent too much time with my grandma because I
Oh,
agree with you. If you're going to sit with the adults, you know, it's either you have an adult conversation or you listen and learn. I get
well,
that. But yet, how about
there was no even, you sat at the table and you didn't talk. You listened.
the adult?
You didn't try to get into the adult conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure. I always try, like I
Well,
always want
that's
to,
just
that's
how
learned.
I grew.
Yeah, if that was the case, they should have never gave me a seat at the table. You know, fucking put, like seriously, like why am I here if I can't say anything?
Yeah.
I don't want to be there anyways. Then. And that's exactly where I'm kind of going with this. Is like the adults that we're talking about right now.
Mhm.
I hung out with their adults, the people that less means more. Don't say it, you know, say what you mean what you say. Like that's the adults that I had to hang out with. Like I said, I spent too much time with my grandma. And those are the parents of the adults that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So like, there's a whole different culture there.
Yeah. Everybody's personality is different. I mean, you can't, you made the comment that you don't like talking to somebody who has pause, but
Yeah.
did you ever stop and consider their personality is that pause? It doesn't mean
I love you, Brian, because I
it doesn't mean that they're any more intellectual or less intellectual than you are. It's just
yeah,
everybody's personality is different. So
well,
you can't expect, we have three different personalities right here talking. It's that's just the way life is. We're not all the same. We're all different in our
I-
own way, own special way. We're all different.
I honestly feel, and this here, maybe this could actually help me with the chat room, and Galaxy can, and you think too. Like, I feel as though since I've been on YouTube, I've always kept a balance. Like, I've never really leaned one way, like attacked on, you know what I mean? Like, I've always tried to keep a balance. I've never tried to persuade anybody of anything. I've never tried to, yeah. And I like to think that my nature is neutral. You know, like that's me by default.
Hmm.
And if I'm wrong, if I push and I do some of the things that I feel like I'm being told that I do, I need to be told so I can fucking quit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like chat, like okay or not.
Yeah.
Galaxy, okay or not.
I think I'm a lot like you, Jason, but you said you were talking about people who pause.
Yeah.
I feel like yours flows out a lot better than mine does. So
So like, and this actually caused problems with the wife and I. She's one of those people that like to. She grew up in a
You have
way.
no filter. You have no filter.
I do not. I do not. I mean, you know what my filters are? Discrimination, oppression, and just plain. I can't say being rude because when I want to be rude, I can be rude. You
Well,
know,
I mean, we all
I feel like
can.
Jason's the type that if you have something that, like, let's say you have like a black eye or something, he's gotta say something. He's gotta ask about it, or you know what I
a
mean?
missing arm.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
no problem saying, "Hey, you know that what happened?" Like, geez,
Yeah.
right away. Like, because I just imagine.
Now,
Well, you
now,
can tell by their posture. Are they like embarrassed of it? You know, I don't. Let's just talk about things, get over it, move on. So I get to know you as a person. Why
Yeah.
keep these barriers up? You know, break that ice.
Would you do that to the clerk at the gas station?
Absolutely. You'd be
I know
surprised.
you would.
You'd be surprised. I'm talking like a stranger walking out of Walmart.
you know, I don't know if I would point out something like that, but I do strike up conversations with those people.
But yeah.
But I don't point. But I may not point out they're missing an arm. But I will strike a conversation up just to show them that I care. It's a way of showing that I care.
Oh,
I hope they see that. I was going to say something. It reminded me of something. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say now. I lost my train of thought.
that's okay. But no, I don't know. I think I feel in my heart it's more rude to pretend everything's normal than it is to like, dude, what happened? And then then he could say that he was a vet, and then you say, thank you for your service. Like you paid a price. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or it's a farming accident, you know? Damn, was anyone around when that happened? Like, fuck, he could have maybe walked 2 miles back to the house like that. So those farmers are in the field for 12 hours a day, if not longer, by
Mhm.
themselves.
So I know what I was going to say. So when I go to the bank every week, they have
Eat it.
personal tellers now. You know, the little machine, you get the person that shows up on the screen, always shows their name. And I always call them by their name. I always check to see what their name is. I always call them by their name. And I can always tell that they have a better sense of respect because I took that time to notice their name, you know. And a lot of times if I'm at Walmart or any of these places, if I have a conversation with one of the workers or something, I'll walk away and say, "Hey, thanks, John," or "Thanks, Liz," or whatever. They'll be like, "That dude just recognized my name," But yeah,
The can of worms I've noticed by doing that is. So I like to pay attention to their name. A lot of times I forget, but I've already made friends with them where it don't matter. I just bullshit with them.
Mhm.
But some of those people, you learn their name and it's a gateway, and all of a sudden it's like, well, kind of like me, all the crazy comes out. And it's like, the funny thing is that I can adapt
like
myself.
it's like looking at license plates.
Well, but I can adapt myself with each one of these characters I see throughout the day. I mean, I won't be like an equal to them, but yet I'll be enough. A lot of times I have to be the responsible version of them to lead by example to let them learn from, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And it's like, and all this adapting that I do, and I'm very good at juggling. So that was actually a PE thing. I had to learn that in like 4th grade in PE, how to juggle.
Oh, you're talking about actually juggling.
Well, now I am.
We're not sure what he's talking about. We're just listening. That's what we're here for, Galaxy, is to help Jason along with his thoughts.
Thank you. This is totally. This is like my what are the group? This is
And
my
go ahead.
and I don't appreciate being called a goat head.
I didn't say goat head. I said gourd head. But
Gourd head.
yeah. But the other thing, Galaxy, is we're supposed to keep him on the straight and narrow too. That's what we're supposed to do. That's also our job, is what I've been told.
By definition of straight and narrow. Like, are they straight and narrow? The people that made that rule?
That's for you to
I will-
figure out. That's for
I
you to
will-
figure out. Kind of like Galaxy and I are supposed to pick up all of your subtle hints that you like to drop every once in a while.
Why do you think they're hints? Maybe I'm just talking.
Oh, I can tell.
The Sirius comes out. The dog star.
See, you're supposed to pick up on that, Galaxy. Write it down.
Well, I'm on YouTube. We're all
you got,
stars, right?
I mean, just in the last couple of minutes is can of worms. You better write that down. The dog star. You better write that down.
I feel sorry for the fool that does that. I pity the fool.
What does Toby's daughter do?
That was public knowledge at a certain time, and if it's not there now, it's not meant for people to know now.
Well, how about you level the playing field here, Jason? Or
I
Stumpy?
would love to.
Jason, sorry, Stumpy, do you realize what you just did to Galaxy?
What happened?
Do you know his personality? This
Galaxy?
is going to drive him crazy all week long.
You just push him to the edge of his conscious, his thinking. Like you get it right up there, and then give him a little nudge and a little scare.
Stumpy,
And
I'm already on the edge, Jason.
I know. I know. I have the problem just saying, fuck it, let's see what happens and jump it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Like, yeah, I see the game here, balancing yourself on the edge. I get it. But yet, what am I so afraid of? Let's jump in.
I'm already
you gotta know what you're afraid of, right? I didn't hear you, sorry.
I said I'm already in.
Yeah. So there's no edging left, man. Make it rain, bitches. Make it rain.
You have to know how to to walk outside the box and know when to get back in.
I was trying really hard to get back inside that box. Actually, I was to the point of pulling the shade on the window.
Hey, what did
And Brian decides to go fucking live every Wednesday.
Hey, you can step out anytime.
Yeah, but not when there's an open door. I like to stand in the sunshine sometimes.
hey, what did Fenn say was gonna happen when the chest was found?
Pandora's box was going to open.
Really wide.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're like tripping me between reality and illusion. And I love that you took it there. Because that right there. Oh,
There we go.
what if I said,
That's me.
what if yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck you guys. I hate you.
Well,
Come on.
feelings mutual.
But I love you at the same time, though.
Yeah, isn't that nice that we can hate and love each other at the same time?
Exactly.
Okay, guys. So it's been an
Oh,
hour.
God, we're just getting started, Brian.
No, we've been on an hour and 56 minutes, somewhere in there, I think.
Galaxy.
So I'm not getting paid for overtime, so we need to get off here.
Brian can go watch TV with the wife, and Galaxy and I will talk.
I'll
Just check
end the-
in on us before you go to bed.
We can
Wait.
end it. We can still, stay on
Galaxy
here.
could be host.
We can end it and then we can just stay on. And then Brian can
No, because I love the vibe of the
go
crowd.
tend to the wife.
The vibe of the crowd, right? It's not thirsty, but yet interested. And I respect interested. When it comes to thirsty, not too much of a fan of. I don't know. I hate having to ask if that made sense or not.
Okay, I'm going to stop the live stream. Good
All
night,
right.
everybody. Good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. Sorry I didn't pay too much attention to chat. It sounded like you guys were having your own conversations in chat. So glad you all can entertain yourselves, and I hope we entertained you. Have a good rest of the week. Have a good weekend. I will put the links up to the other two audios sometime this weekend. And like I said, be safe, be kind, be positive.